Good day, madam.
Good day, sir.
And what a day. So crisp and clear. The stars will be bright tonight.
You're probably right. I'd be inclined to agree with you if we were outdoors and not stuck in this church. How's your day been so far?
It has been most agreeable. My housekeeper Georgina made a most delightful breakfast of poached eggs and deviled kidneys. After a short constitutional around town, I settled down with a pen and ink to start a base on my new story. A ghost story, set at Christmas time. Although my inclination may change, I presently see fit to name it A Christmas Carol.
Very nice, I'm sure. But what did you see on your walk? Describe it to me.
Well, my dear, in the better parts of town, there are gentlemen walking arm in arm with their lady friends, perhaps pausing by a chestnut seller for a winter treat. However, turning the corner towards Higham Centre, I was struck by the encroaching poverty, by the poor sheltered in doorways, clasping mugs of cheap gin. Sends a shiver down my spine to see the populace in such a state, especially the young. May I inquire, madam, which district of England you originate from?
Camden.
Ah, Camden has delights all of its own. And not all are impoverished who live there.
It's probably changed quite a lot since your day, Mr. Dickens. I hate to break it to you, but I feel I must. It's been at least 150 years since you last walked the streets of London.
A highly amusing conceit, Miss...
Katrina. I'm Katrina. And you're an animatronic automaton of Charles Dickens, brought to life by superior technology for the entertainment of all and sundry, and then left here in this church. You were part of an interactive and immersive exhibition about Christmases past. That's when people used to come to this place.
Your words are strange, and yet somehow I do not question them.
That will be your settings.
А мы напоминаем, дорогие друзья, что партнером нашего канала является молодой и успешный предприниматель и инвестор из Москвы Андрей Соловьев. Опыт бизнеса в сфере IT, здоровья, фитнеса и красоты более 5 лет. Партнеры и клиенты из разных регионов и стран. Он также является частью легендарного клуба криптоэнтузиастов, которые профессионально занимаются обучением финансовой грамотности, личностному росту и торговлей на бирже. Сейчас масштабируется и набирает компетентных специалистов по самым разным направлениям. По всем вопросам обращайтесь к нему в личные сообщения. Все ссылки в описании.
I beg your pardon, Katrina?
I talk to you every time I come to clean you, but you never remember anything I've said.
So if your words are correct, this must be heading for the 22nd century. Oh, how I would love to explore this brave new world.
You can't walk, Mr. Dickens. Your motions are limited to a head turn, a tilt, and a quizzical arm raise. Our Santa automaton could do so much more. That was until he blew a fuse and nearly took half the roof with him.
Well, if I cannot explore this futuristic paradise, I shall have to rely on your words alone to guide me through.
If you must. But you won't remember a thing when I've switched you off.
I beg your pardon?
When I've switched you off, you go all floppy and back to normal. It's a bit freaky, actually.
Am I known in this future world? I must be a fine novelty toy of sorts.
Of course you're known. That dark beard and that frown, all that fighting for justice for the poor.
I meant for my stories, dear child, the Pickwick Papers, Oliver Twist.
All very interesting and very good, I'm sure. But nobody really reads anymore. Not enough time. Too many distractions. In the old days, they used to make movies of your stories. But they don't even do that anymore. Nobody wants to sit down for too long.
So there are no books?
Books? No. You can have a knowledge upgrade directly into your brain. I can download all of your stories into my head so that I know the ending the same time as I know the beginning. If I wanted to.
But the words I selected, slaved over.
Tell me about your Christmas.
Can you not simply download that as well?
I like to hear you tell it. I like to hear your voice. Go on.
Well, this year my wife Elizabeth's family will join us from Cambridgeshire, along with our auntie from Slough and an assortment of other cousins and relations. There will be a big goose, roasted to perfection, with succulent hams and...
But what will you actually do?
Oh, well, perhaps a game of charades. That always adds a bit of Christmas cheer, especially after a small glass of shit.
I must have sprayed into your circuits. I'm sorry, Mr. Dickens.
Erin,
Is that better? Go on.
I'd much rather hear about your Christmas in this exciting present day.
Not much to tell, really. I'll be spending it with family.
All together? At home?
Yeah, kind of. We all live in different flats. There's this thing called a computer that films us and projects our images into the living room. So we can all sit at home and talk to one another, but in our own space. And we can eat exactly what we want.
Forgive me, but that sounds ghastly.
It's not great, but it's the only time the family are all together.
But you're not all together, you're in different homes.
Best that way. There was this thing called a virus a few years ago. People were separated from their loved ones, and when everything got back to normal, we'd all just got used to being on our own. It's easier that way, really. Everybody's happy and we can all just sit and watch whatever we want to on our screens. Tell me about Christmases in this place.
Well, it's one of the few occasions when the poor mix with the rich, and there is a genuine feeling of goodwill towards all men. And tell me, Katrina, how are things for the poor today?
Things are a bit different now. There isn't really the rich and the poor. Everybody lives in flats, works from home and earns the same amount of money.
Everybody?
Pretty much. No one has a sense of going without. Not quite as exciting as it was in Victorian days.
Do you see much of each other? Meet up with your friends? Come together for special occasions or celebrations?
That's what places like this were for.
Ah, that is a shame, Katrina. After all, that is what Christmas is about, is it not? A Christmas without that is surely no Christmas at all. Wouldn't you say?
I kind of prefer it when you don't ask the questions. It's a bit upsetting. Anyway, I've got to go now. It's Christmas Day tomorrow, you see. It means a lot to me what you said, Mr. Dickens. I'm going to go home now and see if a member of my family wants to come round. Thank you. I won't cover you up today. You can see him Christmas Day. Merry Christmas, Mr. Dickens.
And a very Merry Christmas to you too, Katrina. God bless us, everyone.
Митина – гостиница для деловых людей, ценящих удобство проживания и безупречный сервис, расположенная на северо-западе Москвы рядом с выставочным центром Крокус-Экспо и аэропортами Шереметьево-1 и Шереметьево-2. Нашим гостям мы предлагаем 91 комфортабельный номер европейского качества, оснащенных телевидением, телефоном с междугородним и международным доступом, Wi-Fi, кондиционером, феном, душем. Каждому имениннику, проживающему в свой день рождения в нашем отеле, дисконтная карта 10% в подарок.
YouTube-канал Ария X TV. Это новые фильмы, как короткометражные, так и полнометражные. Это сериалы, это трейлеры к будущим кинопроектам. Это различные смешные видео. Это все то, что вам нужно знать о триллерах, ужасах и фантастике. Смотрите канал наших партнеров Ария X TV. Подписывайтесь и обязательно ставьте ваши лайки.